Ahem. Today, we're looking at the best of the best, my top 10 favorite games of all time. Honestly, can't believe it took me this long to make a video compiling my top 10 favorite games. Almost 4 years, in fact. As you can tell, my top 10 favorite games will be what we're going over in this video. As you can probably tell, this is all my opinion. So if you don't see your favorite game on here, it's fine. It just means A, I didn't play that game, or B, I just didn't enjoy it as much as you did. And there are going to be some games on this list that people happen to dislike. Without further ado, let's go! Coming in at number 10, we have Splatoon 2. Like the first game, this is basically a shooter, but more child-friendly and actually has personality. So, it has fun weapon variety and a lot of great modes, such as Turf War, and especially the ranked modes, such as Rainmaker, and Tower Control, and especially Clan Blitz. In terms of new stuff, they added in a new mode called Salmon Run, which is basically this game's version of Call of Duty Zombies, and it's really fun. While the main story mode isn't really that different from the first game, the Octo expansion makes up for it, for its darker tone, more eerie soundtrack, and 80 plus awesome new levels. So in turn, Splatoon 2 is a really fun game, and which is why it's number 10 on this list. Coming in at number 9 is a game I'm sure you all saw coming from a mile away. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So you might be asking yourself, why is a game this ultimate,
pun entirely intended,
only at number 9? Well, before we get into my gripes of this game, let's focus on the positives. Let's start off with the obvious. Everyone from the last 4 games is back, from Wolf to Pichu. They're all back in this one huge roster of characters. While the large amount of veterans sadly didn't open the door for a lot of newcomers, the few newcomers who did make the cut were great choices, with even more on the way. And each character in the roster is completely balanced. No character feels too overpowered or underpowered. Not even Pichu. You can also share videos, Miis, and stages you made with the world. No matter how good or bad whatever you make is. So, if Ultimate seems like a masterpiece so far, then why is he only at number 9? Well, it's because the adventure mode World of Light is painfully average. Let me tell you, I expected way more from it than just 20 plus hours of this with next to no story. But even with World of Light taking up so much space on the cartridge, I still love Ultimate, which is why it's number 9 on this list. Number 8 is the tower defense to end all tower defenses, Plants vs. Zombies. This game has an unsurprisingly simple premise. Zombies are attacking your house after your brains. What you gotta do to stop them is save up sun to plant plants to fend off the zombie invasion. It's amazing how a game with such a simple premise, a short campaign, and a handful of minigames became so addicting it made its way onto this list. What's that? There's a sequel to this game? Oh yeah, screw Three Houses, I'm checking it out right now! God damn it. Oh yeah, speaking of Fire Emblem, Fire Emblem New Mystery of the Emblem. Here's a DS game that deserved much better. In fact, the poor sales of this game and some of its predecessors are the reason this game is Japan only without emulation. Anyway, let's gush about why this is my favorite Fire Emblem. I love this game's avatar system and how it lets you pick your own class. I love the story. Same goes for the new, surprisingly deep subplot. I love the gameplay. The map design is great. The enemy balance is solid, and even on lower difficulties, this game can be really hard at times, but in a fun, fair way. Not the cheap, why am I playing this kind of hard like a certain 3DS game. And need I mention the music? Terraria is a great Minecraft clone. It's basically what you'd get if you took Minecraft, made it 2D, added a bunch of new items and biomes, and also gave it a bigger focus to combat with new bosses, weapons, and invasions. I also love the NPCs and how they encourage you to build a big town, or just stuff them all into one big fortress. It's like the promotion for this game says, the world really is your canvas. So yeah, while Terraria does do a lot of things better than its 3D cousin, it also has its fair share of problems that keep it away from the top 5. Number 1, the excessive grinding. At several points in this game, your progress will have to come to a screeching halt, because A, you have to run across the underworld looking for mimics, B, you have to dig a hole to keep the corruption and crimson from spreading, or C, you have to gather items to summon a boss because you died to that boss. Number 2, the annoying enemy roster. This might be because I'm not very good at the game, but holy crap are the enemies in this game obnoxious. At one moment, you'll be building your next boss arena, and the next, you'll be fighting for your life against like 12 dozen demons or hornets. And number 3, the RNG. A few months ago when I did a playthrough in expert mode, I went grinding in the underworld for mimics and they gave me anything but what I needed. Meanwhile, in a playthrough I started just recently, on the second day since I entered hard mode, I was attacked by pirates. Despite my issues with it, I still love Terraria, but said issues keep it away from the top 5. Sonic Mania. I still can't believe it happened. Sega actually managed to top 3 in Knuckles. But how? First, the levels. The remakes of the old zones are great, especially Lava Reef. And the same can be said about the new zones like Studiopolis and Press Garden. Not to mention the overly catchy soundtrack by T. Lopes fits perfectly in this game. The 16-bit visuals are also gorgeous. They really make you feel like a kid in the 90s playing on a Genesis. In the end, Sonic Mania is a gem that gave the blue blur a glimmer of hope, which sadly didn't last very long. We've reached the SS tier. These are my top 4 favorite games of all time. Literally any of them could be number 1, but I still have to put them in some order. To kick off the top 4, we have another game you saw coming from a mile away. Minecraft. Honestly, now I'm kinda glad I waited this long to make this video, considering the amount of excessive backlash this game received all the way from its 1.9 update back in 2016 to the 1.14 update just a few months ago. Let's get to the basics. Of course, there's creative mode, where you can build whatever you want, but if you want to do more than just build, survival is for you. After getting started with a bit of wood, stone, iron, and maybe even diamonds, you can expand your property however you please. You could build a castle, a compound, an amusement park, a giant meatball. The list can go on and on. I haven't even gotten into exploration yet. You can find stuff like biomes, villages, mansions, outposts, water temples, and even other dimensions like the Nether and the End. There's also a wide variety of equipment and enchantments to help you fend off against this game's mostly tolerable enemy roster. In the end, Minecraft is a game you'll likely play for hundreds of hours, unless you're one of those people who really care about progression and got bored within 5 seconds of this game. If you are one of those people, then I can't really blame you, to be honest. At number 3 is the highest rated game on Metacritic and the unofficial best game of all time, The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. This 64-bit action-adventure is an absolute classic. The story is amazing. Sure, it starts out as the young outcast becomes hero trope, but it provides an interesting twist later on. What I'm saying is, when you lift the Master Sword to get the Triforce, it turns out it actually puts you in a 7-year sleep, and lets the villain, Ganondorf, take over the kingdom. That's all I'm gonna spoil it for you guys. The overworld is outstanding, especially for an N64 game. There's just so many memorable places to visit and stuff to do. I haven't even gotten to the dungeons yet. Whenever someone says Zelda and dungeon in the same sentence, these are the first things to come to mind. They're just so well designed and memorable. And the new lock-on system also works wonders in battle. In conclusion, Ocarina of Time is an absolute masterpiece. It is my favorite Zelda game and third favorite game of all time, well deserving of its 99 on Metacritic. Xenoblade Chronicles. Just when I thought Super Mario Galaxy was the best game on the Wii, in came this game. Xenoblade has some of the best writing out of any game I've ever played. The story is my favorite in all of gaming. It starts out as your average avenge your dead friend trope, but it ends with such a complex timeline of events. In no way am I gonna spoil the whole thing because A, spoilers, and B, the story is just too long. The characters are also amazing. Long gone are the overused tropes like unlikely chosen hero, idiot best friend, forced love interest. They were their own characters, and I absolutely love them. The overworld is breathtaking. The areas are distinct, large, and gorgeous. I'm still surprised that the Wii of all things can handle all this. The battle system is genius. I love how you can run around the enemy to take advantage of your arts, and this game's awesome soundtrack only adds to this excitement. If you ever try Xenoblade Chronicles, which I highly suggest you do, it'll keep you busy for a while. Seriously, it took me around 60 hours just to beat the main story. What could possibly top that? Yeah, what could be better than the level builder to end all level builders, the highest rated game on Metacritic, and one of the finest RPGs ever made? Let's just get to the entry. My favorite game of all time is none other than Fortnite Active! Just kidding, that game sucks. Anyways, my actual favorite game of all time is none other than
Super Mario Odyssey!
like it comes as a surprise to anyone. What could I possibly say about Super Mario Odyssey that hasn't already been said? We all know that the graphics and music are some of, if not the best, that the series has seen to date. But what about the gameplay? First, the capture mechanic. I love how you can finally play as Mario's longtime enemies, and some new faces too, as they open up some new genius puzzles. Which leads us to the level design. It is so damn creative. I love the expert use of the captures here. The worlds are also outstanding. Abandoning the generic themes from the new Super Mario Bros. Era, there are now creatively themed worlds with lots of memorable landmarks and so many moons. Speaking of which, this game is full of content. Provided you want to do more than just the main story, you could look for power moons, get all the souvenirs, play Balloon World. The choice is yours. Add all of that to the fact that this game was built for casual players, speedrunners, and completionists alike. You've got yourself a recipe for one of the best games ever made. This is the Gaming Platypus, signing out. See ya!